guy here who I've always considered not just a good chipper, a great chipper. I always said it's one of the strengths of your game, for sure, right?
Out of the fairway, I consider it a strength.
Well, yeah, you're in Texas. This guy hits, yeah. You know, it's funny, you look around here, it's you don't see rough, right? But especially a lot of the courses in Texas you play, it's just grainy lies, you know, like this right there. Look at that. It's more a familiarity with knowing how the grass is going to interact with the club face. Now, I would say there's not many better when it comes off of lies like this and knowing exactly what to do when you have that grain. See, that club gets sticky, but what do we know? We just got to get ball first, right? So here's a big thing. I want you to hop in here because I just want to give our viewers a couple of the checkpoints that you hit perfectly, and I think this would be really helpful for them. We're going to hit a low shot first, guys. Yep. Little low runner, just grabs and then releases. Here's a big thing. Look at his ball position right here, guys, off of his right shoulder. Ball position is relative to his center. Look at his sternum. It's well ahead of that ball. He's got his weight fully on his left side, handles right in the middle of his body, slightly leaning forward, and he's not going to back up. Watch how his head stays forward through the golf ball. And there you go. You know, nice crisp contact. I mean, it's perfect. Geez, on cue. Go in. Oh. You know, we talked about ball position, face angle. Those are two variables that dictate what's going to happen here. So, you know, you look at this shot right here. He has the face, you know, it's slightly de-lofted. He's not adding loft. That's the forward shaft lean. And that ball off the right side of his body, weight forward. And he said something interesting. I said, you know, earlier we were talking, and I go, hey, do you have any advice for, you know, somebody off this really, really grainy lie? And he said, yeah. He goes, just get the weight on that front foot, keep it there, right? So, you know, when you get in this lie, you know, I'm on that left side like this to the point where, you know, there's very, very, very little weight on my right foot. And that helps me catch that ball first. Because the most important thing when hitting this shot is, you know, you just want to make sure you're catching the ball and then taking that divot afterwards. You know, this is not one that you want to slide into it and use the bounce on, especially on this low shot. We want to make sure we just trap that ball. And you can see it, it's that little clip, and that thing just gets running on the ground. Now, hit the other one for me, Jack.
Higher one?
Higher one, yep. So this is tough. This is what people have a real hard time. You know, he's going to loft this one up here. And, you know, tough to do in the grain. See, he's going to open that face. That takes the leading edge out of it. Gets the bounce more exposed. Now look at, stay right there, bud. Ball's off the left armpit now, okay, guys? So this is no man's land right here. He doesn't want the ball in there, either here or here. Yeah, and that ball just floats right up the face. And so watch this again. Go ahead and do another one here for me. See how the shaft is neutral there, guys? What I mean by neutral, it's perpendicular to his feet. There's no forward shaft lean, okay? Because he wants to return the club back to where it currently is. That was pretty. I've always wanted people to understand that, you know, this is impact position for a bump and run right here. I'm already in my impact position. And all I'm trying to do is I'm going to return right back to it, okay? And that makes it real easy to repeat. As far as the high one's concerned, you know, I'm opening my face. I'm not pressing the shaft forward, got the ball forward, and I'm going to then, once again, return right back to that position as well. So that should simplify it for you guys. Jack's a great example of what we can all do a little better. Get off of super grainy lies in Texas.
Get that weight on the left foot.
Catch ball first.
And stay there.
Yeah, this guy just hits chips so nice. I mean, but what he just said, though, is important because, you know, you get this grain, you know, and it gets tough on that Bermuda. Get that weight on that left side and just stay there. Like, just zero backup. That's what Todd always told me, you know, just from the short game in general. Just never back up. Never back up. Always feel like you're staying in the shot. That controls the low point. Those are nice, dude.
Going forward's fine.
Okay, so when I'm in here, I'm getting in here, and I'm almost, if anything, into it more. Like you see a lot of the best in the world will even get into their chip more. You just don't want to have movement ever this way with your chipping. And, you know, see, watch. Ball off the right shoulder. And that's really just what clips it and gets the back of the ball. Those are nice. So when you have that grain out there, though, do you you open it up a little bit to get the bounce exposed, get the leading edge out of it?
No, I don't. I mean, I kind of always have it set up a little bit open. Even on like if I'm trying to like a low shot, it's always open to a certain extent.
To a certain extent. I'm the
if
same
it's
way.
really, really grainy, and I got I'm going to the back pin, I'll just kind of put it back here. I wait for it and just make sure it's coming out.
Now, let's just say you don't have a good lie here, okay? Well, you're not going to carve this thing out and get, up in the air and get your leading edge underneath it and get enough spin to be able to actually hit that shot. So, this is where my dad was always big on this, having extra shots around the green. And that right there is going to be a lot safer than hitting the real high one. If you can't, first of all, not a lot of people have that high soft one. Well, be creative. And I'm in this hole. See that hole right there, right? Where it just nestled in there. I can't really get my leading edge. You guys can see this. I can't get my leading edge underneath this, right? So this is not going to come out really well if I hit a high soft shot. Great chance of chunking it or blading it. I get the ball back in my stance. I have a better chance to have access to the back of the ball. Look at that. I was hit about as well as I possibly can. And it's going to be about 5-6 feet away, but that was a pretty darn good shot from that lie. Gave myself a par putt, rather than doing something detrimental of like blading it over the green or chunking it short. So, you get a decent lie, and it's not, look at his edge can get underneath that, right? So he can, see how he can get underneath that right there? Oh, that was incredible. Oh. How about the lip out then off the green? So we'll talk about this for a sec, Kev. This is pretty cool feature at the Grand here. We have these big short game area up top top of the range, but you have two little ones here. One where they do putting and chipping. They alternate them as well. Greens are in great shape. You can see, I don't know if the camera can do it justice, but there's a lot of undulation on these greens, like very, very, very short-sided, lots of false fronts, big swales around the edges of the greens. Mickelson designed these, and he wanted to make it very Augusta-esque without really too many level lies. You can pretty much get downhill lies, uphill lies, ball above your feet, ball below your feet lies all around. But it forces you to be creative.
At Forzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.